I see that there are actually two pandemics happening at once. There is the coronavirus pandemic, but there also is the pandemic of fear. And this is something that I want to address, and I want to offer you to join us in this next 8 weeks in a course that addresses how we can respond to this pandemic of fear. I think you know intuitively and maybe scientifically that how much stress your body is under, how much fear you are reacting to, has a great deal to do with the state of your immune system. So in other words, it affects your ability to fight off this infection, to recover from it, to help prevent spreading it from others. This is a really major event in our world, and it's something challenging us to respond to it. And the way that we respond internally, the way that we take care of ourselves and our own resilience during this time is crucial, not just for ourselves, but really for everyone. In this next 8 weeks, we really want to help you by guiding you and teaching you in what we consider to be the best practices that will help keep you as resilient as possible in body, mind, and heart. I want to say a little bit about what I mean by resilience, because it's such a key concept for us right now. Resilience, I think, is our capacity to face and respond effectively to whatever is before us, whatever is happening. And this is big. This is calling upon us to respond in a really significant, really important way. But it's useful to remember that each of us has a different capacity for resilience. I like to imagine that inside each of us, perhaps somewhere in our brain, there is this little container that might look kind of like a water cooler, an office water cooler. And inside that container, there's an elixir that keeps us resilient and afloat. And how resilient we remain depends on the level of that liquid or that elixir. Now, each of us is born with a different size capacity, and our early childhood experiences really impact that capacity. But no matter how large or small your container, as long as you do the things that keep it relatively filled, you will be as resilient as you possibly can be. And that's really the goal of this course, is to try to teach you through practices, through information, discussion, how you can keep your container, your resilience container, as full as possible. There's a beautiful quote attributed to Margaret Mitchell, who wrote Gone with the Wind. The quote says, "Every problem has two handles. You can grab it by the handle of fear or by the handle of hope." And what we are going to try to do in this next 8 weeks is to grab this by the handle of hope in every way possible. I also want to invite you to think about this as an even greater possibility. When we are faced with adversity such as this, we have a chance to respond in such a way that we can become a greater version of ourselves. And that's one of the other things I'm really hoping will come from this, that we can come out of the other end of this, which we will. We can come out with a greater sense of well-being, a greater capacity for staying resilient, perhaps a greater capacity for love, for acceptance, for gratitude, and a sense of what's really important to us. This is in some ways forcing us to confront that, to ask those kinds of questions. And I also want to remind you that none of us can really do this alone. In this time of social distancing, it's all the more important that we stay connected. In a sense, this coronavirus has shattered the illusion of separation, this idea that we are somehow isolated, separate beings. We are not, clearly we are not. And this is an opportunity for us to connect in meaningful ways. We'll be doing this for now through the use of technology. and to do so in a way that hopefully strengthens your own sense of connection and strengthens your resilience in the process. So we'll be doing this as a community, and we'll try to foster ways to connect with one another as best we can through this process. Please join us. Please take this as an opportunity to put some time and effort into yourself, into your well-being, and into creating a greater, richer inner life. Thank you. We look forward to having you join us.